That thing up. Y'all hear them backs that thing up. My goodness, come on somebody. What's wrong with these people? They do anything for a check these days. That's it. Man, the clowning has to stop. What's wrong with these people? Good morning. Okay, y'all. It's your man Rico. I'm gonna try to take this, a little slow because I went running this morning at, I guess, like 6 o'clock, 6:30. So I could beat the sun, and I successfully beat the sun. So now I can do my walk down, my cool down, and talk to y'all at the same time. And the foolishness continues. I have one thought, next thing you know, I veered off into a tangent on something else. But sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it turns out to be some gems I drop, even doing my little Tangio monologues. First, just to let y'all know before I get down on the topic, remind you, I always have my short story for sale. Always. It's in PDF form. It's only $10. Cash App or PayPal, Rico the Opinionist. It's called The Greatest Pain Ever Felt. It talks about when I first found out about my biological father by accident at age 22. Then I actually got to meet him in person at age 39, December 25th. What was that? December 25th, 4:30 p.m. was when I landed on his porch in the suburbs somewhere. And I came to the door. He said, hey, I'm like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. So the first question he asked me, so how'd you find me? And I told him map question, Google Maps and all that. And he said, well, hey, I have to give you an A for effort because I've worked aggressively over the years to prevent you from ever finding me. And so the story goes on. It's like I'm 22. Up in that time, I had spoken to him on the phone off and on, but he never wanted to meet. And I had younger brothers at the time that were like 6 and 8 at that time. This had been in the 90s, of course. And he didn't want to meet. I asked, hey, can I meet him since I have like little half brothers? No, I don't think that'll be a good idea. I think I'll let fate handle that. That's what he said. And so he never wanted me to meet little half brothers and sisters. I have 2 older sisters from his first marriage, but of course they don't know about me, and I don't know. I've never met them. So I'm telling you, boy, when people make choices in their youth, they never think about how to impact others when they decide to have children. In what I call the most unorthodox way, as teenagers or as single people. You don't think about how the secrets that you keep would impact the children. Well, I don't even think people care shit. But anyway, good morning, and I'm doing my little stroll here. So let's get to it, right? I heard about the video, I heard about the campaign, but I had to do my due diligence and just go on YouTube and just look at this damn video. And that is Juvenile with Manny Fresh. Somehow they've been paid to spread the word about getting vaccinated to, I guess, the urban community or to black folks. Let's go back. And wait a minute, I'll keep going. And Juvenile did a remix of his song, back that ass up, but he said vax that ass up, right? And I saw the video, and I understood the concept and the meaning and the imagery. And of course, black rappers never fail. They're going to coon and baboon and sambo and all their way for white zaddy, white massa, for a couple of shillings. They don't have a problem with that. And Juvenile, little old tired ass, and Meatloaf, Manny Fresh are no different. I think it had this other name on there, BLK or something. Some little heavy-set black chick with weave. She came on there. And there's a whole lot of booty shaking and backing that ass up, or vaxing that ass up. And so let's go back to the I guess this is coincide with Dementia Joe's, or y'all refer to him as Joe Biden, his campaign to go door to door. And of course, they're starting all in the black neighborhoods as if black people are the only ones who are saying, I'm not taking this damn vaccine. Y'all see all of the news where a lot of Caucasians, upper class, middle class, whatever, are saying no. But they all, for some reason, every time they put out some bullshit, they want to go straight to the black community. And they put out these actors and actresses, John Legend being one of them, our people, our story. And John Legend don't even have nobody black in his household. That's how I laughed at all that. Go look at those campaigns. They were talking about getting vaccinated, and the black actors and actresses and sports figures that they use, find out none of them have anybody black at home. They're the only black face in their households. But I guess they can still monetize their blackness to push. Well, we don't know how the stuff reacts to people. There's vaccines on black people. John Legend, you cool, but cut the bullshit. All right, bro? And the rest of y'all, black celebrities, but you talk black but sleeping white, but you'll let white zaddy pay you to push some bullshit on your race, the one that you decide you want to be a part of when you decide to marry non-black and reproduce non-black children. Yeah, I said it. I know y'all hate when I go there, but I have to because it's part of the reality. So let me get back to these Sambos, Meatloaf Fresh or Manny Fresh, and Jackass or Juvenile. And let me take y'all back a little further when the Democratic liberal establishment paid some whores to do that, get your butt to the polls. A bunch of black chicks volunteered to be hoes and strippers, or they might have been strippers in real life. But they did that as a way of communicating with the black community. Now bring it back to right now, Juvenile, with this vax that ass up. He did that video, that campaign to, I guess, who are we trying to reach, the hood blacks or just the black race, period? And the question becomes, how come trying to reach black people, they're always using sex as the carrot? In the video, let's go back to the campaign, again, the Dementia Joe campaign and a Kamala Harlot campaign for president last year. And they used these whores. And that campaign was, I guess, aimed at black men. You put strippers up there, and I think a couple of them weren't even real women in that commercial. But that's how they think of black people, as a bunch of sexual deviants, a bunch of inappropriately, sexually acting out children. And even politically, they'll use rappers to represent the black community, like they did their retarded B or dog food B, whatever, Cardi bitch, whatever that whore's name is. They use her to, I guess, represent blacks and minorities and let this retarded heifer talk to a man with dementia who would now become president. When are we gonna get tired of disrespect as a whole, as a race? When are we gonna tire of the disrespect? And so Juvenile, he decided to, I guess him and Meatloaf Manny Fresh and whoever that BLK hair-hatted fat heifer in there talking about some, girl, you look fine, better vax that thing. Man, you're handsome, vax that thing. Don't you want to get some? You want to? Nobody well should have said you want to get some pussy, baby. Don't you want to get some dingaling? That's what they said, literally, and use other words. Don't y'all want to start fucking again, black people? That's what they said. I'm like Carlos Miller when he said, that's what they said. Don't say what you said. That's what they said. Shout out to Carlos Miller. But yeah, so they go, no, Juvenile, say what you said. Say what you said. That was so funny, goddamn. But anyway, so they gonna use that, use sex as a way of trying to convince us. You want to get that vax? Get vaccinated. There's some some chick in the video saying, and she has a t-shirt that says, no vaccine, no vaccine. Why do we allow that? Why do we allow people to talk to us like we're a bunch of animals? a bunch of unrestrained, undisciplined, sexually wild men and wild women? Is that the image we project, or is that what they think that we are? And why do we, as in our own race, participate in this stereotyping? You know, I understand you want to make a dollar off these lame-ass liberals and Democrats. You know, but how? What is your limitation? How far do you coon for a coin, Juvenile? And these, but you know, I could say, you know, I could be done with this video and say, you know what? It's black rappers. What do you expect? They are today's Sambos and Sambos. You know, the Steven from the movie Django Unchained. That's what these black rappers are. They're the coons. They're your Sambos. But it's interesting. I'm still waiting for us to get on Juvenile and the rest of these dumb black rappers when they allow the liberal, racist, democratic establishment. They accept money for them to cuss our race out, to threaten our race with violence, to put violent symbolism in their music, all because their white zaddy, the democratic liberal establishment, pays them to be jackasses. I mean, when are we gonna stop excusing this behavior? And Juvenile is no better. Juvenile, you should have kept your old ass in the Cali your projects with that bullshit. And no disrespect for anybody else from New Orleans, but y'all need to get on this motherfucker. Because when we think of New Orleans, we think of fun. We think of people having, you know, we think of the Mardi Gras, we think of the Jazz Festival, we think of a lot of positive things. But if y'all want this perception of New Orleans to continue, y'all need to tell Juvenile and all them jackass and Meatloaf Fresh that don't put that image out, don't put that crap out there, because we think of New Orleans. And yeah, little mama and them were twerking like their life depended on it. Now, you know, it is what it is. But we still have to call this behavior out. And this is going to have to be the year, beginning of the year, where black people start checking black people's behavior. And not only check their behavior when you think they are Republicans or they voted for Trump. That same energy black folks gave anybody who they thought voted for Trump, y'all need to be cussing these motherfuckers out. And all these black rappers, I find it amazing. Y'all rip Candace Owens a new one, and I'm not defending that retarded heifer. Because some stuff she likes, a lot of stuff I don't care. I mean, some of the stuff she says I agree with. Well, good morning, Cochise. Some of the stuff Candace Owens says I agree with. A lot of stuff she does, especially most recently, she can take that shit back home and jump the fence and fall over a pile of dog shit. But it's interesting how y'all go right in on the Candace Owens, go right in on anybody black y'all think is a conservative or a Trump supporter, but y'all let this coon behavior right in our own backyard just let it pass. Well, long as they ain't voting for Trump. Well, are we that childish? A knife stuck in my bag by a Caucasian. Look. It's still, I feel the same pain if that same knife was stuck in my back by a black person. It hurts both ways. It could kill both ways. So we need to, how about we stop all people who coming at us wielding a knife? Not just the one, oh no, he black, he can stab me. Yeah, he stabbed me. Oh, she black, she can stab me. No, nobody can stab me. And I'm not with that shit. That shit is not cool. Folks, I'm putting an assignment on those of you who are from New Orleans. Y'all check that retarded shit. Publicly. Now, where the celebrities at? Where the celebrities at that come out? D.L. Hughley, all y'all that come out that y'all think anybody black that voted for Trump or supported Trump, how y'all spent all of your major platforms, all your hundreds and thousands of millions of followers attacking that black person. But y'all ain't got nothing to say about these dumbass rappers and these dumbass black Democrats, these dumbass black liberals who do the most cooning shit on the planet. Every time you see a black person that's not down with that thug and hood shit, he a coon. But Juvenile and Meatloaf Manny Fresh are fucking coons for this. It's not like their music actually moved the generation to anything positive. We just look past it. No, it's fun and all of that. But this is ridiculous. And also pushing this agenda. Where are the videos of country people making songs that said, doing backs to country white folks? How come they always can hire one of us to do us in? How come they always can do that? What's the problem? Are we that damn stupid? Are we actually retarded like that? Now I know slavery happened and Jim Crow happened and discrimination and in the workplace and the poor education, but damn, do we have any kind of sense? Do we know when we're being assaulted? Do we? Only when that same white liberal system tells you you should hate them. Cause they voted Republican. They're Republican. They black and they're Republican. There ain't no such thing as no black Republican or black conservative. How about this? Take the politics out of it. Where are the black standards that we had before 1970? Really, I'm gonna take it a little further. 1980, because I was a little kid in the 70s and 80s. There was still some standards there. But it seemed like we lost those standards. Standards of, as it relates to code of conduct and high expectations that we placed on one another. You remember when black kids were 8% born to black families? Remember that? When let's say 70 to 80% of black couples were married before they had children, were married? What happened to those standards? Y'all know when you look at the pictures of your grandmothers and your grandfathers going to church and they had their hats on and your grandmother's having her gloves, a nice dress and all that. What happened to those standards? We have literally become a part of this Sodom and Gomorrah existence. And everything, and those of you, I'm finna go on you church folks again. Your revelations in your Bible tells you, in the last days, come on somebody. Wrong will be made to be right, and right will be looked at as wrong, and I'll be damned if that has not manifested itself within the last 10 years. Everything is wrong, and if anyone would dare speak out against what's wrong, you get marginalized and attacked. If you dare speak up for standards, well, you judging. People have the right to love who they love, or everybody don't have to think all that dumb shit. But it wasn't that conversation when our grandparents had standards. You didn't come at them with that. So what happened? How is it that there's a space that these black rappers and these black athletes and these black movie persons can do a bunch of coon and baboon ass shit, and we don't call them on unless they say they are Republican? That I'll even go a bit further. I'm not through with Juvenile and Manny Fresh retarded ass. That shit was ignorant, and I need the top black intelligentsia to get on these folks. But isn't it interesting that we have this thing to protect black women, but y'all keep forgetting to add unless she voted for Trump or she's a conservative. That's why I don't take none of this shit seriously. I don't take none of it seriously because it's all trash. I'm a brother of the 70s, 80s. I was part of the neo-soul and the consciousness movement, meaning I wasn't part of a group. I always did my own reading, and I always did me. I never did well with groups. I'm not good with that group think per se. Because when I see some shit that's not right, I'm going to say it, I'm going to point it out. A lot of us think we're being very strategic. Well, I'm not going to say nothing here. You don't let the left hand know what your right hand doing. You know what? Motherfuckers going to find you out anyway. So won't you be a man and a woman to come out and stand up for something out loud? Damn. How you think we got to know Malcolm, Nat Turner, Marcus Garvey, Fannie Lou Hamer, Ida B. Wells? How you think we got to know these people? Because they expressed their protest out loud. We need more people to come out loud. All this whispering and shit in the background. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Say, no, goddammit, don't tell me. Tell the world like I did. And people need to hear it. You know who need to hear you with your grown ass? The children need to hear you be a man. The children need to hear you be a woman. Hell, all this secret because you want to keep your car in your house. Hell, you think we want to lose shit? You think we want to get vilified and marginalized? That's what I said. You need to check your religion. What does your God say about cowardice? What does your God say about standards and expectations? What does it say about it? You want this, labeled, I'm going to say labeled agnostic and non-believer tell you? I'm sure your God says a lot of it. Yeah. But you ignore that because you're scared. Least you can do is support those who dare say things out loud. Least you can do is support them. Won't even do that. And like Kwame Brown said, shout out to Kwame Brown, that go along, get along game. But Steve Coakley called them the gatekeepers. And people before that called out the boule and the gatekeepers and the I guess Illuminati is part of all of that. And it's get this website, theghettotimes.com. Look up Boule Files, archives on there. Check that out there, brother. He has a website, talks about all of that. You know, the gatekeepers, the black gatekeepers. You know, Jack and Jill Links and all those folks who try to be the elite of blacks, but the main ones holding up black progress because they want everything to come through them. Oh yeah, Steve Coakley talked about all of that. And then Kwame Brown, you know, in the newness of today, he even came out and said, you know what, there's something up with this shit. He refers to it as those who are part of these groups or the go along, the get along gang. It's just a remix of Steve Coakley, and I appreciate that brother picking up on that. You know, Steve Coakley dedicated his life to talk about this shit. I mean, just and probably died poor, like a lot of our scholars do, who try to speak up out loud, out front. And we cast them aside, and we call them crazy, and call them haters, and all this stuff, and the devil is tearing your ass a new one. There you go. Thank you, Co-Chief. You can see I'm an independent with a conservative twist out loud. But you know I've always been out loud, right, bro? And it doesn't make any goddamn sense. We need to send emails. You know, I'm doing my video. I'm letting it be known. Juvenile, Manny Fresh. I don't approve of that. That shit is stupid. And you can't explain your way out of that. Oh, it is a great t-shirt, isn't it? I'm conservative out loud. That's right. Hey, just give me a percentage of it, bro. If you make it first, get at me. I wear a medium, you hear me? If I make one, what you wear, like extra large? I got you. So, yeah. I just wanted to say that this morning. It was terrible. I was floored. You know? Thanks, brother. It's just terrible how, but see, I hate it when it's just a few of us with our very tiny little Facebook pages and our tiny YouTube channel, just 89 subscribers, you know, saying this stuff. And, you know, and I still, you know who I'm waiting on? I'm waiting for the women. I'm waiting for black women. Because every time I look around, they got all kinds of funding and platforms to talk about other stuff. You know, this misogyny, this sexism, this oppression of women. Nah. Why don't y'all use your platform to talk about bringing back the black family? You know why? Because your funding was stopped. See, everybody got a price. And they don't have a problem with contracting out or even subcontracting their souls. And that's something I've never been into, contracting out my soul. And that's why a lot of us sit around and watch this shit, then they wait on the Jesus to appear to take all the blows and get all the criticisms of what they know is wrong, but they won't say it. Yeah, when the persons get arrested or whatever, y'all ain't sending nobody no goddamn money for the bail. You're knowing the person's telling the truth. I'm just over that. You know, they said, well, how you talking about Juvenile, dumbass, and Meatloaf, Manny Fresh? See that it grows roots. Because that's that same behavior. We always talking about, when we get into party politics, you know, I'm into whatever group, whatever policy or politician that moves my community forward. Y'all not gonna sit there and tell me that all the Democratic shit has moved the black family forward, particularly the black male. And see, we got black males like Meatloaf, Manny Fresh, and Juvenile. And I'm sure they're not bad people, per se, but it just say they got used. So tell them how they got used, the way y'all tell anybody who voted for Trump or who was down with a lot of Trump's policies. How they just making a fool out y'all. Y'all just getting used. Well, tell that to Juvenile and Meatloaf, Manny Fresh. This shit's weird. Y'all can just make some original music and come back that way. Y'all try to make a comeback in the cheapest way in which y'all can, letting this liberal establishment make a fool out of y'all so y'all can throw piss on us and to know y'all, it's raining out there. At least give a motherfucking umbrella. I'm over it. I'm over these silent cowards with all this access and resources. But you want those of us who don't have that much access and resource do all the talking. While y'all sit back and smoke cigars or whatever you do. Let us take all the heavy hitting They look around and say, well, see, I told you. See, them folks be out there talking them folk crazy shit. Well, you know, man, them folks ain't having it. Shut up, coward. Use your voice to push our race forward. And I'm not going to go any further. I just want to share that. And then I got through early this morning. And again, if you have not checked out my short story, it's still there for anybody who want to check it out. $10 Cash App, get at your boy. Should you decide to get it, let me know what you think after you've read it. And I think I'm gonna do one more lap around here. I see this guy walking this damn German Shepherd. Man, I hate people with pets. But anyway, it's a beautiful morning. Whew. I'm finna go ahead and chill because it's Friday and, you know, just relax. Well, hell, that's all I've been doing pretty much during the pandemic. But anyway, y'all be cool. We'll see each other next year when this pandemic kind of, I guess, moves away a little more. I'm still kind of squeamish. 2021, so I'm not going to be going to a lot of spots where a lot of people are. Still sneaking into places, still separating myself at least one stool or two stools from somebody, if I can help it. But definitely 2022, hopefully it'll be back on officially for everybody, and hope to see everybody in the future. Y'all be cool. I'm going to finish up my stroll. I just had to get that off my mind, and I want y'all to join me in the continuation of calling out the BS in our own community, because it's easy to call out what someone else is doing. We need to finally get our checked stuff together. We need to finally get our standards back up as a race. I know a lot of you hate when I say race. Race, race, race. I don't run away from the topic of race. And I don't be playing games either, because again, I studied in the 90s. I didn't get this woke bullshit. You know, it's funny how this wokeness only came about after Trump was elected in 2016, and the liberal Democrats got right in on the Negroes. They spent billions of dollars. Well, you know, he's red, he's racist, he's blah, and woke. And then, you know, of course, they funded this little weird-ass group called Black Lives Matter to push, that's right, we need to do this, we need to do that. So I read the true history. I understood what the actual African-centered scholars were saying. And I had the pleasure to meet a couple of them, some of the books I read. I had the pleasure of meeting them. So this woke bullshit that's like at all the black college campuses, there's no black consciousness in these black college campuses. So anyway, y'all know the difference between consciousness and woke. Two different things. Woke is some shit that the liberals put together to try to, you know, help railroad Trump out of office. Consciousness is what we're talking about since the 30s and 40s, since Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass. Consciousness, and there's a lot of authors' books on black consciousness. That's what more folks need. They don't need no damn woke. That's nothing but a bunch of feminist-driven dribble, bunch of trash, and this old fake-ass intelligence. But consciousness is about reading books. The real books written by Dr. Naeem Akbar, you know, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Neely Fuller, Dr. Claude Anderson, and Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. John G. Jackson. You know, these are real scholars who wrote books. Doctors Nathan and Julia Hare, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu, Dr. Amos Wilson. Scholarly books that talked about us. You know, we need to get back to the reading, and damn this wokeness, get to consciousness. And that's how this thing works. So y'all be cool. We'll talk in the future. Give me short stories, 40 pages of, you know, some enlightenment. That's a topic we need to continue to talk about. Fatherlessness and the impact of fatherlessness on black children, or children in general, particularly black boys. Talk to y'all later. You like Thomas Sowell, Yasmin? I haven't picked up his book. Thomas Sowell. Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos. I really have to get into his because he's considered controversial in many circles. So I have to check him out. What's her name? What's that chick's name? I just talked about her. Damn. Well, she loves Thomas Sowell. What's that little damn girl? I just talked about her. Because everybody hate her. And she deserves the hate a lot of times too. Candace Owens, yes, and she deserves it because sometimes she messes around her makeup sometimes on Fox News, like she darkens her makeup or something. I don't know what's going on with that chick, but that's how she gets paid, and she needs that smoke when it's necessary as well. But we also have to get that smoke to people. Yes, that's right, Candace Owens. She loves him. We're gonna have to get on this thing, but yeah. But thank you for tuning in. I guess I came on a little early. I did my running first, then I did my commentary. So anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I will talk to y'all in the future. Be cool. All right. Peace. Oh, you have the book as well? Cool. I'm gonna have to look into getting at least one of his books and check out maybe some of his interviews on YouTube, so I can get caught up in that. And I'm sure he's speaking probably like a Larry Elders, but he's way before Larry Elders. A lot of them probably got their talking points from him and blended in with the conservative movement. But anywho, I will talk to everybody later, because the news and the foolishness never stops. So I may come back with a thought later on this evening. Talk to y'all later. Y'all be cool. Peace.